So that next year, 2018, you were in The Mustang, which
Yeah.
actually I just saw.
Oh,
Dope
really?
movie.
Did
Yeah,
you like it?
it's a prison movie essentially.
Yeah. I
You know,
feel
the
like
focus on
honestly it was
horses
some of
and
my
everything else
best
like that.
acting because I was afraid of horses my
Uh,
whole life. And I actually broke a foot as well in that movie. And it was like, I just toughed it out, man. I was with a bunch of really good guys, really good wranglers. And yeah, I had a great time making that movie, actually.
and in that same year, Superfly came out.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Trevor Jackson, man, and Director X and Lex Scott Davis, who played Georgia in that film. Like, that was a big moment for her and myself because she was actually an extra in Straight Outta Compton. Is how me and Lex met. So that was like a full circle moment for us, which was really, really cool. But yeah, Superfly was dope, man. It was an interesting film to make. It was like collaborative on a different sort of level, because at first, because when you watch the first Superfly, they got like this random 7-minute music video in the middle, and we like, how are we gonna exactly work this out? It was X's first big blockbuster. So we didn't know what to expect at first, originally they offered me Priest, and I was like, what? Have you seen Superfly? Have you seen me? Like, no, this isn't gonna work. So yeah, we went back and forth a bunch of times, man. But yeah, shout out to that whole crew. Joe Silver, he did The Matrix,
Mm,
which was the last movie me and my dad saw. So I'll
yeah.
forever appreciate that guy.
Okay, and I think that same year is when you started filming for The Chi.
Yeah.
Great series, by the way. I've watched that series from day one, watched every episode. Iman Shumpert's been on my show a few times. He's had a role in the last couple seasons. But what's interesting about the process of you guys filming this was this. On October 29th, 2018, the rapper Young Greatness got killed. And this was a close friend of yours. Now, we actually did an interview with Young Greatness. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Yeah, I saw pieces of it. I hadn't watched the entire interview, but I have seen pieces of it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the interview myself, but it was a Vlad TV interview. And one of the questions that came up in the interview was, does he ever worry about going back to his home city of New Orleans?
Anywhere you go at, it's gonna be some drama. It's gonna be hate, but it ain't gonna be no hate like the city where you from. Mm-hmm. I'm faced with it every day. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, I just keep on moving. I just keep working. I give them some more stuff to hate about. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck about that. They're gonna talk, they're gonna say whatever they wanna say. You know what I'm saying? You just have to keep the real genuine people around you and keep some savages around you, because if they get on some savage shit, you just gotta be ready to get back on some savage shit with them. You know what I'm saying? I just was raised like that. You shouldn't fear no man but God. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not letting nobody, run me from, my family. And my family's in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a dummy, and I'm not ignorant. But if I have to go see my kids, and I have to go see my auntie, or I have to go see my grandmother or my mother, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't care who's saying what or who's saying they're gonna do what. Well, I'm gonna have to die going out brave, and that's just what it is.
2 years later, he was actually killed in New Orleans.
Yeah.
How close were you guys?
Me and Greatness were very close. You know what I mean? I was close enough to him to call him Teddy. My cousin used to make beats, and at the time we were like both youngins just in the studio, just kind of sitting back watching. And it was before either of us really like tried to do anything special with our life and rapping or whatever. We was just kind of like influenced by the trap, but we knew that like music was a great outlet, And our careers sort of like mirrored each other, you know? And it was just good to have somebody who could graduate with me out of that space, you know, because you got to separate yourself from that space so much and everything you knew and, you know, the way you came up and the way you were trained. You got to like unlearn all of that stuff, you know, and be able to move out of that space, you know. So to have somebody who could do that with me was very special. So it wasn't just about me and him being friends, but me and him also being able to take a step that did a lot for the generation that we came from our city, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean I still don't know how to feel. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what the fuck, you know? Does nobody have respect enough to say, hey, this is where we came from and this is where we deserve to be? You know what I mean? Like, is it really that much hate where you can't let the man make it home to see his kids? Like, it wasn't even probably nothing serious. You know what I mean? It was probably some bullshit. Like,
He was only 34 years old. He was killed outside of a Waffle House at Elysian Field Avenue in New Orleans. Was that case ever solved? Were the people that did it ever arrested and convicted, or?
I don't know. I don't even know, you know? Because, I don't know. It's a lot to accept.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, man.
Appreciate that. Shout out to
Well,
Young Greatness, man. Shout out to the whole family. Man.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it moving for him.